Why were they all needing livers? Is there it seems I don't know if that's the most common organ to fail in the human body, but a little bit uncanny that all of them needed livers.
Well, you know, three things. A lot of them drink heavily. I mean, really drink heavily. Uh, the second is a lot of them did methamphetamines when they're young with needles that were not
Mm.
clean. So if you get hepatitis C, which
Yep.
is a very common thing you get from dirty needles, your livers are going to get bad. Um, Hepatitis C test, does great damage to your liver. And the third one is that um, the traditional tattoos, not these wimpy ones that are done with electronic needles, but the ones where they actually dig into your skin with an awl and put in basically charcoal to fill it. It is so bad for your skin. I mean, the skin dies, your sweat cells die, that it's really hard on your body because you're not able to sweat out toxins.
Hmm.
Oh God, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a kid. So briefly, I was sleeping with the mistress of a Yakuza. I mean, at the time I was sleeping with her, you know, I think her Yakuza lover was already dead, but she had the traditional tattoo which he paid for and got to her, and you know, it was like touching a snake in the summer because the skin was so cold,
Wow.
which is nice in the summer, not so nice in the winter. But it
Yeah.
was like I was kind of like, what's going on there?
So
Um,
are tattoos a requirement in that organization as well, or is it more of like a visual representation that you're a part of it?
so tattoos you aren't required, but it shows things. In the Inagawa Kai, they call them gaman. Gaman means endurance. You know, so it shows that you can endure pain. It shows that you are incredibly patient because it takes a long time to get those tattoos done.
Mm-hmm.
It also shows that you have money because they're expensive. And often in the old days, your boss would pay for the tattoo. So, but you have the organization's emblem and your boss's name engraved on your body. I mean, that's corporate branding at its finest. You know, if you have the Inigo Kai tattooed on your chest and your boss's name, it makes it very hard to go to another organization. That's like a contract for life.
Yeah, you're kind of a company man at that point for sure.
And it also symbolizes like I have left the life of the straight person, Katagi. I'm no longer Katagi. I am part of this world. I'm committed to this world. So those are the functions it serves.
What about cutting off their pinky finger? Is this a part of the organization as well?
So I think there's a misunderstanding that you like whenever you leave the yakuza, you have to cut off your finger, and you don't have to cut off your finger to leave the yakuza. Just stop paying your association dues, and they'll kick you out really easy. Like, oh, I'm not paid. Oh, you haven't paid in like months. You're out. Um, so there's two kinds of reasons that people screw up, and there's different terminologies for the severed finger depending upon it. Um, if one of your underlings fucks up so badly that that the boss wants to kill him or they want to kick him out of the organization, and you chop off your finger, um, and wrap it up and you give it to the boss and say, I'm terribly sorry for what my underling has done, please forgive him. um, that is considered an incredibly honorable thing, and that is called an ikyubi, like a living finger. And if you've screwed up and you're in a bad situation, you're facing either you know terrible punishment or being expelled from the organization, and you chop off your little finger, and give it to the boss and it's accepted, then that's called a shiniyubi, like a dead finger. um, and obviously you can't tell by someone's you know finger, like which is it, a ikyubi or a shiniyubi. But in the world that is yakuza, that is yakuza junior high school, everybody knows. Everybody. I mean, here's a bizarre thing. You've got like all these different groups in the yakuza. You've got the Matsuba Kai, you've got the Inagawa Kai, you've got the Yamaguchi Gumi, the Sumiyoshi Kai. Technically, right, they should be fighting over turf and territory, but these guys form brother, brother relationships cross organizations, and then they send each other like New Year's cards,
Hmm.
at their homes. Um, so it's so there's a great deal of mixing with everybody. When a big Yakuza boss dies, people from the other organizations come to the funeral. So, everybody knows everything about everybody. And so the finger cutting thing, of course, tells people that you are a Yakuza. There's one advantage to it, is that it's really easy to park in the handicap space.
True.
For a couple of years, I had a driver who was next Yakuza, and whenever he parked in the handicap space, only once someone gave us some flack about it. He just showed him his finger, and they were like, "Oh, okay." There you
I guess that's a creative solution to a commonly faced problem. So, okay, that's a glass half full mentality for sure.
Yeah.
How can I help? How can I be useful in ending needless suffering? Do not be afraid of work that has no end.
We have to organize a social movement.
We have an opportunity to lead by example versus just talking, hot air. I think the more people in this fight, the more we grow. Eventually it could change. The people are the ones that can make the change.